successor to Jordan Hamba Mbili. It is Spamandla tug of war looms in Babane. And as far as I know, Spamandla is our player. Good times of Eswatini sports.
As for Eswatini Observer, this Tuesday, future journalists visit Eswatini Observer. First-year students of UNESCO visited the Eswatini Observer offices yesterday. Bulletin Tamba Mbili on pages 2 and 3, 30 Asians arrested for SNL businesses. Failure to adhere to laws could lead to deportation, fines, Home Affairs. And some good news, Housing Board to introduce rent to own. Let the courts decide, Bishop Dalsey.
Temdlalo lithamba mbili ku-Eswatini Observer Sports, your dedicated sports feed. Ubombo Flyers player found dead. This is quite a sad story, touching on the fact that in what has become a shocking and heartbreaking news to the football supporters, National First Division outfit Ubombo Flyers, long-serving and trusted left-back Smanga Mbaya Lutsemba was found dead at Big Bend on Sunday. I think he's the one Buso on that photo. Let's see, Lapago Ubombo Flyers player found dead. It's a figure geared for new season. Eswatini International and Richards Bay forward Justice Figueiredo says he is ready for the upcoming season with his new team.
Yeah, all right, Mgeli, it's 5 minutes after 6. Namhlanje ehlelweni siniphathele amagesi lamathafu sitawucala sikhulumisane na Dr. Fortunate Shabalala suka khona etiko lemisebenzi lemkhulu nekutfutsa itolo-ke kube nemhlangano lomkhulu lapho litiko lemisebenzi nekutfutsa Ministry of Public Works libambe umhlangano high level meeting on road safety lapho khona benama stakeholders kuthi ngithiwa nje tindzaba tetingoti temgwaco lokuveleleke kulomhlangano ukuthi uhulumende noma ke live laSwatini lilahlekelwa imali lenganga 1.2 billion amalengeni ngato tingoti temgwaco. Ngasike lokunye lokuvelile indzaba ukuthi solokucala lomnyaka nje tingoti temgwaco lesetendekile tingetulu kwa 2000 tinenge tindzaba letitsingethiwe kulomhlangano nokufaka ekhatsi nato tindzaba tema drivers licenses ukuthi kwangathi atawushintsha kepha ke kudasitekela kabanti Dr. Fortunate longu chairperson wayo road safety council khona etiko sidabe sinayo namhlakuseni at 7:30 bese sikhulumisana nambonisi Bhembe longumchumanisi welibandla le-delegate for nemincele EBC sidakumuleke ukuthi nomination process ichubekile kulempela somvo lesuka kiyo kuleto tindzawo lapho ingazange khona ukuthi kuchubeke ucedwe lo msebenzi sidabe sikhulumisana naye kuve ukuthi ingabe vele mhlambe sabakhonile nikubala kutfola candidates lanconyiwe kulomnyaka le-catfence sakhumbula ukuthi ke mnyaka 2018 candidates lanconywa abangu 6204 bomake bona babangu 1487 bobabe babangu 4717 sifuna kuva ukuthi basicomparison leto tinombolo leto engabe vele sime kanjani kulomnyaka sabe sinabo namhlanje after 7.
Kanzike sitaphinza sibe nabo labaqhamuka etiko letempilo sabe nje sikhulumisana kabanti naceliwe Mkhonda who is the acting regional environmental officer from the Ministry of Health. Indzaba ke lesikhulumisa ko ye water and sanitation bane campaign labayichubako labayigijimisa kakhulu lapha esifundzeni sakamanzini kubuka dona nje tindzaba tayo water sanitation and hygiene. Tindzaba ke leti nkulu kakhulu abazama khona kusensitizer communities around the Manzini region in as far as water sanitation and hygiene is concerned. Sitawubuta nje kuye celiwe kabanti ekutheni yona le water sanitation and hygiene ipromptwe yini le campaign baboneni kaManzini why Manzini in particular ukuthi baqale khona ngathi ke kunesizathu lesikhulu for this campaign lokuthi cale kaManzini ngathi ke naloko ukuthi nje Manzini is quite a big region. How are they identifying leto tindzawo labatawugijimisa khona le campaign ngoba siyavala ukuthi kungathi angeke kube ngitotonke letindzawo certain identified areas labafuna kuya kuwo. That and other questions that we have for yena celiwe nyalo 6:30. Don't go anywhere, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, 8 minutes after 6. Let's take a break. Nasibuya sichubeka netindzaba teSwatini.
Umsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV utibophelele kuhlonipha nekulandzela umgomo wetekusakata loweluswe libandla letekuchumana eveni.
Ngephansi kwalomgomo sitimisele kusakata tindzaba letentiya ngaleso sikhatsi tindzaba letide magama lacosheme letitsembekile letitsinza tonke tinhlangothi naletisebaleni
kusukela kutepolitiki, tetemphilo, tekulima, tetinkantolo netemhlaba wonke jikelele siniletsela tindzaba njengoba tinjalo ngaleso sikhatsi letenteka ngaso.
Kanzi kulomsakato siphindze sikulethele lonke luhlobo lwetemidlalo kusuka emidlalweni welibhola letinyawo kuye emidlalweni ledlalelwa ematafuleni kanye naleto letiqhamuka ngaphandle kwakuleli.
Leti tindzaba lowutiletselwa ngumsakazo wetithombe iEswatini TV.
Haleluya, thumusani simakatse. Mthumuseni ngekushaya icilongo, nimthumise ngehabu nangedigitali. Mthumuseni ngetigubhu nangekugitsa. Nimthumise ngetindzambo nangelithusi. Sengiso lesi sikhatsi, it's another season lapho khona sidumisa khona uNkulunkulu wemazulu. Hlanganyela nathi ekudumiseni uNkulunkulu lapho emakhwaya lasathuthukile nalawo lasafufuza aletha indumiso uNkulunkulu wemabandla. Hlanganyela nathi njalo ngemasonto ekuseni naseyigabence insimbi yesiphohlongo ekuseni kuphindze kube umsombuluko naseyigabence insimbi yelishumi ekuseni. We praise. To God be the glory.
Asiphinze sinemukele nathi tindzaba teSiswati. Umhlonishwa wandvunankulu Cleopas Dlamini uthi live laseSwatini lidzinga kubuketa imitsetfo yalo yekutfutfukiswa kwamadolobha kute intfutfuko yemadolobha elive ihleliseke kahle. Umhlonishwa wandvunankulu abekhuluma ngesikhatsi yavakashelwe ngumcondzisi wenhlangano yekamhlaba lebuketa indzaba tentfutfuko yemadolobha Sila Omar.
Umcondzisi wenhlangano yekamhlaba lebuketa indzaba tentfutfuko yemadolobha ligatsha lalapha elivekatini le-Afrika leyatiwa ngele-UN Habitant, Sila Omar ulapha eveni tawuhlangana netinhlangothi letahlukene letibuke yona intfutfuko yemadolobha. Lo mcondzisi ucale wahlangana nemhlonishwa ndvunankulu Cleopas Dlamini. Ndvunankulu welive uthi live liyadzinga kubanjiswa ngulenhlangano kute kube nekuhleliseka lokukahle kwentfutfuko yemadolobha.
Because we have what we call urban or private title land, and we have what we call Eswatini nation land, which is under the traditional structures. And in that part of the land, there's virtually no planning at all, I have to say. It is just dependent on the particular chief. He can settle as many people in a piece of land as he wants to, so to speak. So we do need to revisit our policies and see that they serve us well. And if we look forward to the growth of infrastructure.
Lo mcondzisi uthi le nhlangano ihlele kuvula lihhovisi lapha eveni.
You can count on our support while you are moving towards this very innovative direction on innovative economy. We are very happy to be here and we look forward to working with you. I think those are the message I want to share with you.
Lobuke lihhovisi lakamhlaba kuleli George Wachira uthi live lisengakhona kuhlelisa kahle intfutfuko yalo yemadolobha.
Part of what we wanted to emphasize is that you have an advantage that it's not as bad as in other countries. Yes, it's bad, and when it comes first with the realization that you need to do something, but it's not as bad as in other countries where development went way, way ahead of the planning.
Le nhlangano iphindze ngaye lo mcondzisi yasayina sivumelwano sekusebenzisana nahulumende lesibuke kwesekela live ngentfutfuko yemadolobha. Etindzabeni teSwatini TV kubika samkeliswe khoza kunasikhumbuzo Dlamini eMbabane.
Ipilandvunankulu uThemba Masuku libambe etinkulumo nelisekela lemcondzisi wetinkhulumo ePhalamende yesifundza se-St. Petersburg eveni le-Russia Mikhail Romanov. Labaholi lababili batsingitse etinkulumo tekubambisana emkhatsini ko-St. Petersburg nelive le-Eswatini.
Kulomhlangano Mikhail Romanov lolisekela lemcondzisi wetinkhulumo ePhalamende yesifundza se-St. Petersburg lapha eRussia uchazele liphindlandvunankulu imbunga Themba Masuku ukuthi lesifundza se-St. Petersburg sifundza lesinotse kakhulu kutemasiko tekukhicita kakhulukati kutemandla e-energy tetemphilo kanye ne-science and technology kulokunye. Uthi lesifundza sinesifiso lesikhulu sekubambisana nelive le-Eswatini etinhlangothini letiningi letifaka ekhatsi kusibosomabhizinisi bakulesifundza labatimele bahlangane nabosomabhizinisi labatimele eSwatini bashiyelane lugwayi ngemathuba lakhona kutebhizinisi emkhatsini kwe-St. Petersburg nelive le-Eswatini. Romanov libekahambisana nalonxusele live le-Russia eveni lase-Eswatini lotinde eveni le-Mozambique uchazile ukuthi lolunye uhlelo lebafuna kuluqinisa kubambisana kwePhalamende yase-St. Petersburg nePhalamende yakangwane. Romanov uthi baningi bantfu labakuleli dolobha le-St. Petersburg labanenshisekelo lenkulu yekuvakashela live le-Eswatini. Liphindlandvunankulu uThemba Masuku lisibonge kakhulu lesimemo sekuthi libonane na Romanov lothunywe ngusihlalo wePhalamende yalapha eSt. Petersburg. Masuku ucale ngekuchazela Romanov ngenchubo yelukhetfo eSwatini wase uyachaza ukuthi lakangwane lifise kakhulu vele kundlondlobalisa ubudlelwane balo nelive le-Russia kungabi nje kuceceshwa kwebetemphilo kanye nalabasembuthweni kuphela kepha-ke kube khona emaswati leta eRussia kutawuceceshwa nakuletinye tinhlangothi. Liphindlandvunankulu lichazele ukuthi kulomnyaka kwakheke umlandvo eSwatini njengobe kube kwekucala ngqa ukuthi kufike indvuna yetangephandle yelive le-Russia ngesikhathi-ke kuvakasha Serge Lavrov. Masuku uthi lolu vakasho lelo lathila-ke titselo njengoba emaswati lanema-passports lekuthiwa ngema-service passports kanye nema-diplomatic passports akayidzingi ivisa kuti angene eveni le-Russia. Masuku uthi bayafisa-ke ukuthi nemaswati lanema-international passports nawo akhona ekungena eRussia ngaphandle kwevisa. Liphindlandvunankulu lithi njengoba eSt. Petersburg kusifundza lesinonile kutemasiko sive sase-St. Petersburg singakujabulela kusingatha emaswati emkhosini wemhlanga kanye nasemcimbini omkhulu wekugubha iminyaka lengama-55 live lakhululeka kanye nekuhlanganisa iminyaka lengama-55 kwengonyama inkosi Mswati wesithathu. Masuku uthembise Romanov ukuthi lolu hlelo lokubambisana kwalamaphalamende lamabili vele litawesekelwa ngayo yonke indlela. Indvuna yetekuvakasha Moses Vilakazi lebe isingathe liphindlandvunankulu ichazile ukuthi live laseswatini liyachubeka nekuthuthukisa tekuvakasha. Vilakazi umeme sive saseRussia ukuthi sivakashele eSwatini ingani kuseswatini kuphela lapho khona ukhona kubona tilwane lekuthiwa i-Big Five ngesikhathi lesincane kakhulu. Labaholi lababili lekuliphindlandvunankulu na Romanov bavumelene ukuthi bombasada labancuselela amave lamabili batawukhulumisana kude lobudlelwane balamave lamabili bundlondlobale kwenteke lokhu lakufisile. Budlelwane belive leSwatini neRussia buhlanganisa iminyaka lengama-25 eminyakeni lotako. Sifiso-ke sithi kumele kube nemicimbi wetemasiko wekukhalalisa lokhu. Umbiko ohlanganiswe nguLington Gule ngise-St. Petersburg eRussia.
Live lihlele kuthuthukisa tindzawo letakhelene nemadolobha ikakhulukati leto letibonakala titikom kude emadolobha elive athuthuke ngalokuphelele. Lokhu kuvetwe indvuna yelitiko letindlu nekuthuthukiswa kwamadolobha uMfana Nkosi Simelane emhlanganweni nabaphathi bemadolobha kanye nemcondzisi wenhlangano yakamhlaba lebuke intuthuko emadolobha Silia Omar.
Litiko letindlu nekuthuthukiswa kwamadolobha kanye nebaphathi bemadolobha libambe umhlangano nemcondzisi wenhlangano lebuke intuthuko emadolobha nekuhlaliseka kwebantfu edolobheni ligatsha lalapha elivekatini le-Afrika i-United Nations Habitat omasila kubukisana ukuthi live laseswatini lona lingabanjiswa ngakuphi kutentuthuko emadolobha. Indvuna lelitiko uMfana Nkosi Simelane uthi lelitiko lisebenta yona indzaba yentuthuko le-Kusile emadolobha elive.
Nathi sitama njengoba ubone nje kuma-presentation ngala njengala sibekise nje embabane sinetikomo leting-9 setikhonyana ngosami letiyandiwandiwako kanjalo kamanzini ngosi njengoba ubona lapha kubomhobodleni nako sisipanike amaplot la njeyana lapha kuyaba kuhle sivula imigwaqo sifaka bogezi sifaka emanti sifaka boswaline ukuthi vele emaswatweni cishe livele lonke kuhambe cishe kuye nje ongathi kusilungu ngosi.
Lo mcondzisi we-UN Habitat elivekatini le-Afrika uMasila uthi le nhlangano itawulibambisa live kufeza imigomo lemisha yentuthuko emadolobha phecelezi urban agenda.
The reporting of the new urban agenda. I think there's something we can do together, just even virtually, to expose you to the methodology has been developed, by UN Habitat, so that we understand really how to connect, the new urban agenda with the SDGs.
Mengamelo wenhlangano nebaphathi bemadolobha alungile Dlamini uvete tinkinga lababhekene nato letivimbela intuthuko emadolobha lapha eveni.
We are lacking in technical expertise to assist us in the implementation of SDG 11 through the new urban agenda. We read, we go to meetings, we get frameworks, but we come back home, it's very difficult to implement.
Kulo mhlangano labaphathi bemadolobha ngekubanjiswa ngiyo le nhlangano yaka-UN Habitat kubheke ukuthi bakhele uhlaka lwentuthuko emadolobha elive. Etindzabeni ye-Eswatini TV kubika Samkelisiwe Khoza nginasikhumbuzo Dlamini eMbabane.
Mabhalane lomkhulu etiko leti-70 nenhlalakahle yato Makhosini Mndaba uthi ihlangothi lelitiko lwetamakhono i-Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training solo ngilolodvalo lugunyatwa ngumthetho we-Vocational Training Act 1982 ukuthi lwende luhlolo lokuthi bantfu sebalungele kwenta umsebenzi phecelezi i-Trade Act. Mdawe watisa sive ukuthi lolu hlangothi lalelitiko i-Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training seluqalile luhlelo lwalo lokuhlola abafundi balolu hlobo. Mdawe watisa sive ukuthi lonke lihlolo lwalo hlobo litawuchutshwa ngulolu hlangothi lwalelitiko loluhlola imakhono. Uqhubeka uthi lihlolo lolunya ngaphandle kwaleli alukavumeleki futhi isitifiketi lesitawuphuma kulolu hlolo asikho emthethweni. Uthi isive siyatiswa ukuthi lo hlangothi luyavuma ukuthi ticelo tabantfu labafuna kwenta luhlolo tinyendi kakhulu kodwa lo hlangothi laqinisekisa ukuthi lusebenta bosuku nemini ukuthi bonke labadzinga lo hlolo bayalwenda. Live leseswatini lithathele phansi indzaba yebantfu labashushumbiswako njengoba lenta konke lokusamandleni kuthi nabatfolakele banakekeleke. Live leseswatini libakhela emakhaya lafanele kude baphephe. Umphatsi lehhovisi lelibuke kushushumbiswa kwebantfu nompumelelo likhele abechaza ngebomgcoka belusuku lolugujwa emhlabeni lolulwa nekushushumbiswa kwebantfu.
Uma ngabe nje ngisesibhedlela ngisebenza ngetemphilo ngiyakwati yini ukuthi umuntu lofika esibhedlela ngibone tinkhomba noma timpawu dekwekuthi lona ngathi uchutshwe ngumuntu ucinzetelekile akakhululeki nekukhuluma ngekugula lokumphethe mhlawumbe nangifuna likhadi lakhe letemphilo noma matisi wakhe kunetingcinamba thite lengidibana nato noma ngisehekeni noma ngisebenza emangweni noma ngikuphi. Kuphindze futhi kusinikete-ke insayaye kwekuthi etinhlangothini letehlukene kumbe nasemimangweni ndawubekisa labo labasebenta kusita abantu njengebagcugcuteli emaphoyisa emango ayakwati yini kubona emangweni noma kunemuntu longasiwa landzaweni bakwati kubona ukuthi lo muntu lona uhleti ngandlela yiphi nekwekuthi yini indlela laphatheke ngayo. Siphinzeke saba silive uhulumende ikakhulukati wasukumisa sakhiwo lapho khona kutawugcinwa labashushumbisiwe. Saphindze sasesakha indlela yekusebenta kwalabo labatawusebenta kuleli khaya noma leso sakhiwo lesithi phecelezi ngema-shelter guidelines. Akhona emacala lesibenawo lelikhona kwanyalo linye lifaka ekhathi bantfu labasithupha kusho ukuthi 4 besifazane bachamuka eveni laseMozambique nababili bobhuti bachamuka eveni laseMozambique. Licala lakhona nje liyachubeka nekutekwa khona enkantolo babekiwe ke tindzaweni letifanele kude batawugcineka baphephile.
Osomabhizinisi labakhicita abaphinze bathenga amaplastic ngaphandle kwelive sebatawucala ukubhadala umthelo phecelezi i-plastic levy sukela ngenyanga yenyoni kulomnyaka. Lokhu kuvetwe ngumxhumanisi wetemvelo ebandleni lelibuke tindzaba tekongiwa kwemvelo Belusile Mhlanga.
Iningi tinhlelo lesitendile letinye ke tifaka ekhatsi umtsetfo loshaya nga-2021 lolobukeke indzaba yema-plastic lawa lasebenta kanye aphindze alahle lesiwasebenzisa nasothenga etitolo. Lokusho kokuthi ke nyalo lokutakwenteka ngilokokuthi sekutawuba nengcenye yemali leya kuhulumende lekungelitiko le-Environment Fund kokuthi imali enganga-35 cent kuye ngokuhlukana kwalama-plastic lamanye ibabo 20 cent itawuya kulesikhwama lesesithi-ke le mali leyo kutabe sekuyilevy yalo plastic. Bese kubukile ke ukuthi ke itawusita etinhlelweni tekubuka tona tinkinga letibangwa liplastic ukuthi njengoba sathi isikhwama sakafandi ke sona umsebenzi waso ukuthi ke siye simemetele bese ke bantfu ke tinhlangano letahlukahlukene tiyenda tifaka ticelo letawuba tifaka ekhatsi indzaba ukuthi tibi tingagcineka kanjani ikakhulukazi wona lama plastic. Futhi ke lo mthetho lo ufike ube nako ngiloko ukuthi umuntu lokhicita iplastic even kumele ukuthi abe nelicense yalokhicita iplastic naloyo ke longenisako iplastic lelibuya etindzaweni tangaphandle kumele ukuthi abe nale license. Ilicense ke iyatholakala ema office ethu Eswatini Environment Authority. Labo ke labanetitolo ke bayakhuthata ukuthi bangene ekhasini lethu ukuze sibatothola indlela ukuthi bakhone ke kubhalisela ukuthi egcineni ekupheleni kwenyanga babokhona ukuthi bese sebafaka le mali lena yale levy yeplastic njalo ngenyanga.
Emaphoyisa acela sive siwatise ekutfoleni umsolo lodubule bantfu lababili esiteshini samabhasi kaManzini ngelisonto wagcwala tiganga. Lochumanisa emaphoyisa nesive Superintendent Phindile Vilakade uthi naye umsolo akatilethe emaphoyiseni.
Kulandzela kudubulwa kwebantfu lababili ngelisonto emini esiteshini semabhasi kaManzini, emaphoyisa asacele sive ukuthi siwabambise ekutholeni loyo lodubulile. Babili-ke labadubulekile baselashwa kanike kusho kwetinyosi tawoke umsakato. Munye udubuleke etibunu kanti lomunye udubulwe edolweni. Betindzaba-ke bathole ukuthi basese-theatre lapho bayelashwa khona lapha bekunene nakusahlanganiswa lo mbiko. Isengakateki-ke nembangela yokudubulwa kwabo nokuthi ingabe vele badubuleka nje bekwendekeni noma-ke bekubangwani. Lochumanisa emaphoyisa nesive Superintendent Phindile Vilakade unxusa sive ukuthi siwasite emaphoyisa ekutholeni umsolwa lodubulile njengoba usegcwele tiganga kungumanje. Superintendent Vilakade uthi naye-ke wekunene akativete emaphoyiseni abhekane nemacala akhe. Etizameni ngengiyane Msibingi nasimuva shongwe nasindiswa Zwane kaManzini.
Kutemidlalo indvuna yetemidlalo kuleli Harris Bulunga ithi licembu lakuleli leliyomelela live emidlalweni yema-Junior Commonwealth Games eveni lase-Trinidad and Tobago abakayekele kuyovakasha kodvwa kumele babuye ekhaya netimendlela. Bulunga bekhulumana kavalelisa lelicembu emahhovisini yenhlangano lengamela imidlalo yema-Olympics kanye nema-Commonwealth kuleli kalobamba.
Silapha-ke endlungulu yenhlangano lengamela imidlalo yema-Olympics kanye nale yama-Commonwealth Games lapha ekhaya lapho khona bekuvaleliswa licembu lakuleli leliyomelela abadlali phela labancane emidlalweni yema-Commonwealth lataba 7 lase-Trinidad and Tobago. Labeka khona-ke lana ngumhlonishwa indvuna yetemidlalo lapha ekhaya Harris Bulunga lashida ukuthi leli cembu leli akusilo nje letivakashi lena e-Trinidad and Tobago kodwa kumele babuye netimendlela.
What you should know is that representing the country means you are now ambassadors of the Kingdom of Eswatini. So please ensure that your behavior is exemplary. Cooperate with your team leaders in the form of our Chief de Mission, Lee Enyang and Zama Tabete. While you are out there, work as a team. That's why we call you Team Eswatini.
Kanzi yena umphathi wayo iyoga Maxwell Jele uchazile ukuthi leli cembu leli likhethiwe ukuthi liyomelela live Trinidad and Tobago licembu lelifanele ukuthi liyomelela live.
Through our structures internally within IWOGA, in particular the International Games Commission, which also has representation from the Sports and Recreation Council through the CEO, we went through the process of identifying the sporting codes as per the sporting calendar.
Kanzi-ke laba omelela live kulo midlalo bane lababili baqhamuka enhlanganweni nemidlalo yokubhukusha lababili baqhamuka enhlanganweni nemidlalo yomadubane.
Ngingathembisa bona ukuthi I would do my level best that ngibuye ne-medal ekhaya.
Ngithembisa kufaka wonke amandla ami ngikhone ukufika podium ngiwine league.
I'm expecting to get personal records and hopefully medals.
kanti-ke lo tabahola lona licembu lalapha ekhaya nakiwa khona i-Trinidad and Tobago nguye Lian Young lo tabe ahola bona labadlali laba labane khona e-Trinidad and Tobago. Kanti-ke le midlalo icala mhla ka-4 iphele mhla ka-11 kuyo inyanga letako. Le midlalo lena imidlalo yema-Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. Lobekele umsakade Eswatini TV temidlalo ngilinda Dlamini naPhathizo Msibi kalobamba.
29 minutes after 6 ngaleto temidlalo sitiphetha lapho tindzaba tethu sidaba hlelo temakethe nasibuya silabe sikhulumisana naceliwe mkhondo lisuka etiko tempilo.
Hello and welcome to Eswatini TV and to a brand new talk show called A Cuppa with Nomgebo. And I do what I have to do because I know where I'm going. All 5 of my mothers have inspired me.
So the addiction didn't happen then. It happened again another 8 years later. But that's where it started.
Choices I made at the time were not the best choices for myself.
I understand how a person can lose their mind in terms of life experiences.
That's what it looks like, and I like that. But you know what? The journey to my success is never a straight line.
Yeah, people are on the net now, and that's where we'd like to catch them with such shows.
All right, it is exactly 32 minutes after 6 this Tuesday morning. Welcome back to the program and thank you for staying with us. We are joined in studio by the Manzini Environmental Health Office, which has embarked on a campaign focusing on water, sanitation and hygiene, commonly known as WASH. They say they are addressing the densely populated areas on WASH issues. This is a campaign that commenced on the 1st of July 2023, and the process shall continue until the 26th of August 2023. Now, to further this conversation, I am joined in studio by acting. You correct me here, but I don't wanna mess it up. By acting Regional Environmental Officer Celiwe Mkhonda. Correct.
Yes, yeah.
Very good
right.
morning to you, Celiwe.
Yes, morning.
How are you?
I'm okay. Yourself?
I'm very well.
Yes. I'm okay.
It's an interesting campaign because I am recalling an incident earlier this year that happened in Manzini that touched Tindzaba Dabo personal hygiene, but you will get to that when now suspend vula. But just telling you what see usichazele kabanzi ngayo le campaign lena le water and sanitation and hygiene campaign ukuthi iyini.
Okay, the water, like you have said, water, sanitation and hygiene, it's WASH. So we've decided that we focus on the densely populated areas because we feel that the WASH part is not taken care of. You can see the behavior of those people. Yeah, so that's why we were focusing on those areas so that we try to manage. Because if we are talking of water, it should be safe. If we are talking of the sanitation, the facilities should meet the standard, and also the hygiene, like the environment of that household.
Yeah.
Yes.
I suppose that begs the question then: why Manzini in particular? What prompted the campaign to say Manzini?
Yes. Okay. In Manzini, in fact, I'm in Manzini.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. What prompted is that I think you remember that we had a confirmed case, the Corella confirmed case.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes. Then after that, when we realized that, but unfortunately, but it was fortunately that the confirmed case, it was important. It was not localized.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
But then it triggers everyone that now we need to be on tours. Yes. So our department, the Manzana Environmental Department, so we initiated that now we should focus on the densely populated areas because, like if you get cholera or diarrheal cases, it deals with contaminated water with feces, poor sanitary facilities, yes, and also the hygiene part of it. So that's what it triggers. But then another question would be, why Gwalusen? Yes, we started with Gwalusen because if you can look at Gwalusen, it's a bigger area and it's congested, and there are many pocketed areas, Loko, Bambuleni, there are so many areas, and there are a lot of landlords there and the tenants. So that's why we said, let us start with Kwaluseni, then we'll just move until we get to Manzini, Moneni, all those areas.
You have articulated, Lord, would say the program or the campaign started on the 1st of July.
Yes.
And you plan to go 26, which is August. That's been 32 days.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. 32 days from the 1st of July to today, which is the 1st of August, right? Ngabe nisabuka kakhulu le kwalusendo njengoba sobethi ngicale khona, it's quite densely populated, as you said. Nitfole ukuthi ihamba njani vele le personal hygiene and sanitation khona?
Okay, yeah, no, it's very, yeah, I don't know which word I can use, or pathetic or what.
Yeah.
Yes, because so far on Saturday, because we embarked on the door-to-door visit, but we do on weekends, which is Saturday and Sunday. So this Saturday, we were at 140 homesteads who were not meeting the health standard.
Wow.
Versus 40, which were meeting.
So
then on Sunday,
you've been to 180 houses.
It's 140 versus 40. So that means, yes, that means 140 homesteads.
Yes, are not meeting the standards.
Then from the 140, 40 are meeting the standard.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's low.
Do you understand? Yeah. So then on Sunday, we continue, still embarking on that door-to-door visits. And then we had 192 now. We're building up 192 homesteads. And then we had 62
that are not
are meeting.
Wow.
So you see the number is very high.
The ratio.
And then with the waste management, 122, they don't comply.
Wow.
Yes, they don't comply
Out
among
of
the 192.
92.
Yes. So you can see then 62, yes, if I remember well, they don't have the toilets at all.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So if you try to maybe probe why are you not having those sanitary facilities, the problem is with the landlords. Yes, so that's another cry. That's why I'm here, that please, the landlords on the densely populated areas, they should try to provide, to the tenants.
And I think it's quite sad, Logo good see the demand for Emma flats is quite high. So people are then sort of forced Logo see bangene like lama flats ganzi good the proper facilities for sanitation and hygiene and e-waste. I think then sifuna lokuva Logo sige, what price do we ought to pay? Should we not meet the required standards? I think you've touched on diarrhea, cholera, and other diarrheal diseases.
Sure.
What price do we ought to pay, Vele, should we not meet these standards?
Yeah, I think we will end up being in a crisis because, like I've said, we were just on tours and we were praying that cholera should not, emanate in the country.
Yeah.
So that's one of the threat because it's still there in other countries. So if our wash is not taken care of, then those diarrheal diseases like the cholera, the dysentery, yes, and also even if the waste management is not taken care of, it will be just scattered all over, pollution of water, pollution of the soil, which is the environment. So I think it's a very critical area which need to be attended to.
Here's an interesting in a bad way. It's an interesting stat from the World Health Organization as well as the CDC. But see, an estimated 1.3 to 4 million people around the world get cholera each year. And 21,000 to 143,000 people die from it.
Yeah. Because it's deadly and it's fast the way it happens.
Yeah.
It's not like in other diarrheal. Yeah.
And then I'm looking at the numbers of Tishilo. It's dinenga cool. Nale ratio futhi ayijabulisi. La bantu labangamithi lama standards. Engabe senda njani nyalo? How are we going to address this? Is there some sort of training that has to be done? How are we addressing this?
Yes, okay, our plan was after we finish each area, like now we're at Kwalusen.
Yeah.
So the plan is we will call all the landlords. Yes, and then we sit down with those people because now we even know the gaps because we've been going door to door. So we need to address them. And we are planning as a Manzini Environmental Health Department that we also co-opt other ministries like housing, and others, so that we work together. Because I think now we need to enforce to the landlords. They are a little bit relaxed. Because those people, they are getting money.
And by enforce,
so
what do you mean exactly? You mean
there are
certain
some
policies that have to be...
Yeah, there are some policies whereby we need to talk to them, tell them, bring awareness of what they are doing is not right.
Yeah. And then for those that may not be able to attend the training, and also I do want to ask, Kutsi, okay, cool, we are addressing the landlords. What about the tenants themselves? I believe there's some sort of sensitization that has to happen with them as well. But I may foresee a challenge where nithola ukuthi basemisebenzini most of the time and khona ukubathola kahle.
Okay, because we are just doing the campaign on weekends. So we do find them, but the problem is, it's like they don't have the power. They always say,
landlords.
Yeah, landlords. So we felt like maybe let us start with the landlords. Yeah. With the tenants, I think we can just do the campaign, awareness, making the noise, walking through those places, sending the messages, so that they also, it just stays in their mind.
All right, let's sum it up by highlighting the benefits of the campaign. Again, I think manenga khuluma benefits of the campaign on a health level, as well as just,
Yes, okay. The benefits, I think the benefits, it's vis-a-vis the problems. Like I was saying, what we were finding, sanitary facilities were not in good standard. So the benefit of the campaign, because as we are embarking on the door-to-door visit, we try to talk to those we find, and we encourage them on how they should improve the wash issue. So the sanitary facilities will be in a good state, and they will be able to manage them in a proper way, because you can have the sanitary facilities, but if you are not managing them well, then still it's a problem. And also the issue of waste management, because as we are going through, I'm moving from one place to another, we even demonstrate how they should make the refuse pit. We show them, sometimes we even cite and show them how to cite that
all of that
refuse.
is for free?
Yes, it's for free. And more to that, on the part of hygiene, we also talk about the tippy tap. I hope you know that one.
I don't.
It's a man-made hand washing facility.
Okay.
Yeah, we just show them how to design that, because we are encouraging that everywhere next to the toilet. But the problem with those areas is just it's congested. Otherwise, we advise that it should be at the entrance of the gate, and also next to the toilet. It's a washing facility.
What does a tippy tap look like?
You just get nje isigubhu and then usakhe kahle usebenzisa ngenyawo bese kuyavuleka lapha nesigubhu semasi nje, because we are trying to be at a lower level so that everyone can be able to to design that. But you can also buy, do you see lamabhakede? Yes, lawa timbombi, and then you just put them next to the toilet. Because hand washing is very key on such issues, just to minimize the diarrheal cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, from that one case, leyatfolakala kamanzini kwabangiyo yodwa ngoba yaba contained.
Yes.
Betempilo nakhona ukuthi in-session sukumele tulu.
Yes.
Ezange ya spread, so we
Yes,
can
yeah.
relax on that front.
Yeah, and that was very good. So I think
Yeah.
ufuna nisishayele tandla.
No, sinishayela tona vele
Yes,
tandla.
but that's why nyalo sesithi, hey, no, let us try to be on toes.
Yeah.
Because we know ukuthi if wash issues are not taken care of, we might be at risk.
And we do appreciate that proactive approach. Celiwe ngiyafollow ukuthi ke usihighlightele le tindzawo. I think this is also going to help ukuthi nananglo beka plan ekuvakasha ekhaya ngempela sonto tsite lentabeni yakhona. Dineng tindzawo leti densely populated kaManzini. Manzini is quite a big region. Indawo yakuphi nakuphi vele.
Yes, okay, kusho ukuthi nje tinenge vele sitoya njengoba sangishitwa nje sengigwalubuseni.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for now, vele sisela kwaluseni because yena lo kwaluseni umkhulu bologoba, Moneni, Mbuleni,
Bomhobodla nyaya
Bomhobodla, yes, all those areas. Yes, we are still. So if I'm just estimating, I think we might extend the duration.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at the pace. So I think we'll end up maybe finishing the campaign end of August or September. Yeah.
Okay. No, Celiwe, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do hope the campaign in Lena Itauba successful. I do see a lot of densely populated areas in Manzini, Nabonyo village.
Yeah, those are
I'm sure
the areas.
Program,
yes, we have almost all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that Nyalo, I'm just picking the ones that I remember.
And ngiyabona ukuthi nangabe ngiqale on the 1st of July to namuhla nje, it's been what, 32 days?
Yeah. But in fact, it's not 32 because we just do on weekends. Yeah, we tried during the weekend. We didn't find anyone. They were at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we are doing Saturday, Sunday.
2, 4, 6, 8. So it's been like 10 days so far, 8 days. Nangabe nithi tenta buka kucetha nyalo nga August, it means very kufanele extend mbamba le program.
Yes, yeah. And maybe get more officers, maybe from other regions.
To come and assist on this region.
Yes, to come and assist.
All right. Thank you so much, Celiwe.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cool. You can wait for me. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Celiwe from Kamanzini. Babuka nje luhlelo lumqwa kakhulu lwekuthi bantu babe ngilabahlandekile from water and sanitation and hygiene perspective. Indzaba lenkulu ke ukuthi kungathi bathola ukuthi lapha enkundleni yase kwaluseni le nombolo jabulisi kakhulu. Celiwe ngicela highlight le kwegcina ngibakhumbuta ababukele ukuthi nasibuka le ratio time kanjani le nombolo.
Yes, ngithe I've said 192. Yes, kusho ukuthi kulo 192 62 ude don't have the toilets. They don't meet the standards. And 122 there is poor waste management.
Yeah, quite interesting. Sesamba lo ukuthi ke isaqhubeka le campaign eMaswati kakhulu bo landlord. Yathi inzalo ukuthi ke indzaba lena lesala kakhulu kubo landlord labakha ema flats bangakhi ema toilets letindzawo tekugeza tanda. Siyabacela ke lo ukuthi kube info le bakhona kuyibuketa ukuthi ilungiseke masinyana. Otherwise let's go for an ad break. Stop yesiqhubeka nehlelo.
Do you remember the spinning thing? This is us. This picture represents what we did. We were there when coronavirus wreaked havoc in our population. Together with other stakeholders, we formed the first line, controlling the spread of the unknown and unseen enemy of the people. Anxious ourselves, we collected dead bodies countrywide. At the time when no one wanted to come near dead bodies of loved ones, we did care for our fellow citizens. Thank you, the people of Eswatini and teams of first responders.
10 minutes before 7 lomhla ekuseni sithola nyalo ke traffic update from Sergeant Begmuzi kule Makobane sikuvusele lomhla ekuseni ehlelweni kusile breakfast show engabe uthini umbiko losiphathele wona.
Anguvusele Mnguni ngivusele umbukelo welihlelo sivuka namhla tibanete emgwaqo emadolobheni ethu lamani sisebenza kahle noko imigwaqo leminingi eveni selo iyalungiswa uyawukhumbula lapha edolobheni elikhulu laseMbabane itelati letifaya khasi sozisa road lesitelati lesuka lapha eTotal Gardens sibheke khona lapha ngabufield itelati lesuka lapha ngendasa Delta sibheke khona lapha emashayineni tibanete emgwaqo nesitelati lesuka ngasemsakatweni siye lapha ngabo theater club noma ke Swazi Court eMsakato Street siyalungisa leto itelati leso naso umgwaqo omkhulu noma ke bypass engene eMbabane lengisomshelo road suka khona lapha ko eCourt nayo solo kuyasetshenzwa lapho yebo imoto lo setiyahamba kepha setihamba nje bekunene asinake lokho basekhona labo labacenzela kona ukusebenza emgwaqweni badinga kunakekelwa nokuhlonishwa ikakhulukazi ngelitubane libengelo leliphansi kakhulu kubekekwe ama-temporal speed arms kuloyo mgwaqo loyo kanti kule migwaqo lesalungiswa ekhadi edolobheni lesingakucaphela nje ngiko kokuthi bekunene imoto lo asihambe ngaloko siyayelekile siyancikisana kuloyo mzila lesivulele wona nekuvete ke kuthina usuka lapha etuleke lasengwenya lapha emotshane kunaya i-on ramp leqhamuka khona isifiki kuneloli lapho lemekhasi nje kule painted island ngaba ingozi ke kumshayeli ikakhulukazi leyo ngenela wona ke umgwaqo esekudla loqhamuka khona phansi kweliblow khona lapha emotshana sicaphele ke bekunene wena isiniseko sokuthi uyabukisisa uyahlolisisa ukuthi lembala kungilokuphephile yini kanti nawusuka khona ekeni lasengwenya lapha etule mangwanene ku-cooling station solo-ke tinqola letinkulu lapho tiyemiswa lapho kuthatha ke leyo mlayeto nekukhunjutwa ke ukuthi bayawuhamba kunaya intaba lenkulu bafanele ukuthi bashayele ngalokukhulu ukucophelela sinake-ke thine lesihamba ngesimoto lesincane senze isiqiniseko sokuthi-ke siyanakisisa sendlula ngasekudla sendlula ngalokuphephile kuleyo ngcingwana leyo kanti-ke kuletye ifunza lapha kamanzini njengoba sivetile ukuthi umgwaqo tibana tethu siyasebenza kahle lesicela nje sicaphele kakhulu kunaya i-interchange bekunene asihloniphe letimpawu temgwaqo kude lapho imoto lo tiyawuphambana netimoto lokhona lapha sonke tibheka ngenhlanye asilandzele nje umgwaqo kukhathalekile ukuthi kukhanza kukude kanganani lapho kufanele uyojika khona lokho kwendele ukuthi siphephe sisayisebenzisa lo mgwaqo njenganabo labasuka lapho kumadosa asibekhude lokho ukuthi bayawukhanzakala sebangenela umgwaqo etindzawo letingakavunyeleki noma letingavunywa ngomthetho lokho kutawusibangela tingoti letimbi kakhulu kanti-ke lapha eshiselweni khona umgwaqo nakhona solo uyalungiswa ekhasi edolobheni nawusuka lapha kaMjuda ubheka khona lapha ngase-bus rank uyawuphumela khona itule bearing emgwaqweni lo ngu-MR11 uyalungiswa ke leyo mgwaqo loyo njengoba uvaliwe imoto lo-ke tiyawudingena ekhasi edolobheni khona lapha enhlangano sihambe-ke ngaleyo mgwaqo loyo lesibekele wona kuletimpawu lesicondzisako imigwaqo-ke lesingayisebenzisa ekhasi edolobheni kanti kuletiyeti ifunza asidinge siqaphele bekunene imigwaqo ayikho esimeni esikahle asekhona ama-potholes lapha nalapha kanti nakuyo imigwaqo ledeltiyela nayo iyabonakala ukuthi awayikho esimeni esikahle ngakho-ke asiqaphelisise sibashayeli senesiqiniseko sokuthi sishayela ngendlela leyo lephephile kuletiyeti ifunza siphize futhi siqaphele nayo imfuyo njengoba ibonakala emigwaqweni ukuthi isebhememe nabo banikati befuyo asibakhuthaze phela bekunene ukuthi asiyikhweshise imfuyo emgwaqweni elive siyawuphepha sive semaswati ngekwenda kanjalo kungaba ngiloko nje kuseni sisakube indlela lenhle kuwonke losebenzisa wona umgwaqo sinake umthamo wemoto lo usetulu lelinana labo labahamba ngesinyawo nalo liphakeme ngakho sifanele kulandzela imithetho sihloniphane thine sisodvana sisayisebenzisa imigwaqo siyabonga kakhulu Mnguni nani nginisisele kusebenzela kuhle endini emsakazo saqhubeka nemsebenzi wenu nelibandla labonjinela lenibambisene nalo naso size semaswati sisifisele lona langa lelisha neliphephile siyabonga kakhulu.
Bonga sine Makobane nanike sinifisela lusuku loluhle nisachubaka nomsebenzi welive 6 minutes before 7 siphathele imakethe masinyane sibuye sithathe indzaba tesingisi.
Lesi sikhathi lapho khona emaphoyisa agubha kuba khona kwawo eveni kulapho kukhuthazwa khona sive ukuthi sike sihlale phansi sibuke bumqoka bemaphoyisa empilweni yabantu siphindze sibuke tindlela letinsha tekuphepha kubo bonke bucala lobuveta sihloko sive sakangwane siyakhunjutwa ukuthi singawafaki emaphoyisa etinkulumeni tepolitiki ngoba liphoyisa alingeni futhi alingenelani nepolitiki emaphoyisa alwa nebucala netingoti temgwaco kuphela nje ingako emaphoyisa athi wonke umuntu eveni akahlale ngaphandle kwekunceneka ukuthi angahle ahlaselwe tilwane tasendle umuntu lohlala eSwatini akatiphilele atisebentele ngaphandle kwekwesaba kuhlaselwa kwemucwa nekucekelwa phansi kwempahla yakhe nawe wena lophathekile emaphoyisa athi digulele kahle uze uphile ngaphandle kwekuphatamiseka lokungenteka ngekuthi tidlova tingene tihlasele labo labakunakekelako kuleyo ndlu sive lesihlakaniphile nguleso lesiphakamisa kusebenta kwemaphoyisa nabo bonke labalwa nebucala ngale kwaloko timbungushe tiyawuwangenela emazinyane kungenamuntu ekhaya lo mlayeto niulethelwa ngemaphoyisa embube abambisene nomsakato wetithombe.
Let's take a look at our English news. The Prime Minister, Cleopas Dlamini, says the country needs to amend her urban development legislations. The Prime Minister has been speaking during a courtesy visit from the United Nations Habitat Director for the Africa Regional Office, Omar Sila.
The Prime Minister, Cleopas Dlamini, has received a courtesy visit from the United Nations Habitat Director for the African Regional Office, Sila Omar. The Prime Minister says there is a need to revisit the country's policies and see if they still serve the country well.
Because we have what we call urban or private title land, and we have what we call nation, Eswatini nation land, which is under the traditional structures. And in that part of the land, there's virtually no planning at all, I have to say. It is just dependent on the particular chief. He can settle as many people in a piece of land as he wants to, so to speak. So we do need to revisit our policies and see that they serve us well. And if we look forward to the growth of infrastructure.
The regional director says UN has an interest to establish a UN Habitat Office in Eswatini.
You can count on our support while you are moving towards this very innovative direction on innovative economy. We are very happy to be here and we look forward to working with you. I think those are the message I want to share with you.
The UN Eswatini resident coordinator, Georgia Chira, says the Kingdom of Eswatini has a potential to shape its urban development.
Part of what we wanted to emphasize is that you have an advantage that it's not as bad as in other countries. Yes, it's bad, and when it comes first with the realization that you need to do something, but it's not as bad as in other countries where development went way, way ahead of the planning.
The regional director also signed a memorandum of understanding with government. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with Zikumbuzo Dlamini, Babane.
The Deputy Prime Minister, Themba Masuku, has met with the Deputy Speaker of St. Petersburg Parliament, Mikhail Romanov. The two leaders discussed area of cooperation between St. Petersburg and the Kingdom of Eswatini. St. Petersburg pledges to assist Eswatini.
In the meeting, the first Deputy Chairman of the St. Petersburg Parliament, Mikhail Romanov, explained to the Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Themba Masuku, that St. Petersburg is rich in culture. In fact, it is a cultural province in the Russian Federation. Romanov says the province has a number of sectors that can benefit Maswati, sectors like pharmaceutical, energy, trade, science and technology, among others. He says the St. Petersburg Parliament wants to have a relationship with the Eswatini Parliament where they can share experiences and how to assist each other. Romanov says there are a lot of St. Petersburg residents who want to visit the Kingdom of Eswatini to experience the red dance and other cultural activities in Eswatini. The Deputy Prime Minister, Senator Themba Masuku, started by appreciating the invite to meet with Romanov on behalf of the chairman of the St. Petersburg Parliament. Masuku unpacked the electoral processes in Eswatini, something that Romanov appreciated since it enlightened him a bit about the politics of Eswatini and how parliament is constituted. Masuku pleaded with Romanov to assist in terms of having more Emaswati who will come to Russia for training, not only in the health and security sectors, but other sectors like education, among other sectors of interest. Masuku says Emaswati witnessed history early in the year when the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov visited Eswatini, which was a first visit by a Russian foreign minister in the kingdom. Masuku also invited the legislature in St. Petersburg to visit Eswatini during the 55-55 celebrations, where Eswatini will be celebrating 55 years of independence and His Majesty King Mswati III's birthday. In the company of the Deputy Prime Minister was Minister for Tourism Moses Vilagati, who echoed the Deputy Prime Minister's sentiments. Vilagati added that the visit gave birth to the immigration agreement between Eswatini and Russia, since diplomatic and service passport holders require no visa to enter both countries. Vilagati says it is the hope of Emaswati that the agreement will in future include international passport holders. The minister invited the private sector in St. Petersburg, especially those from the hotel and leisure sector, to come and invest in the tourism sector in Eswatini. He says it is only in Eswatini where tourists are able to see and enjoy the Big Five in 2 hours. Next year, the two countries will celebrate 25 years of mutual cooperation. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Lincoln Kule in St. Petersburg, Russia.
The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development is set to develop informal settlement for the sustainable development of local authorities. The minister has been speaking during a meeting with the United Nations Habitat African Director, Omar Sila.
The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, together with local government managers, held a meeting with the Regional Director for the United Nations Habitat, Omar Sila, to discuss areas of cooperation. The Minister of Housing, Prince Simelane, said with the increase of informal settlements, the ministry is set to develop these areas.
Nansi sitama njengoba ubone nje kuma presentation ngala njengala sibekise nje embabane sinetikom leting9 setkhonyana ngosami letiyandiwandiwako kanjalo kamanzini ngosi njengoba ubona lapha kubomhobodleni nako sisipanike emaplot la njana lapha kuyaba kuhle sivula imigwaqo sifaka bogezi sifaka emanti sifaka boswaline kuthi vele eMaswati wenene cishe livele lonke kuhambe cishe kuye nje ngathi kusilungu ngosi.
UN Habitat Africa Director Omar Sila says they are committed to provide technical support for the kingdom's urban development.
The reporting on the new urban agenda, I think there's something we can do together. Just even virtually, to expose you to the methodology has been developed, by UN Habitat, so that you understand really how to connect, the new urban agenda with the SDGs.
The president of the Eswatini Local Government Managers, Lungile Dlamini, highlighted challenges faced by local authorities.
We are lacking in technical expertise to assist us in the implementation of SDG 11 through the new urban agenda. We read, we go to meetings, we get frameworks, but we come back home, it's very difficult to implement.
The United Nations Habitat Office is to provide technical support for the establishment of an action plan for the development of all 15 local authorities. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with Sikumbuzo Dlamini, Babane.
Now here's a statement from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, which notifies the general public that the Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training remains the only entity authorized to legally carry out trade tests under the Vocational Training Act number 16 of 1982, Section 8.1 and Section 8.2c. The public is further notified that any trade test taken outside of the Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training will be taken at one's own risk, and the subsequent certificate is not authorized by any laws that govern vocational training in Eswatini. The Directorate acknowledges that there is a backlog of individuals requesting to be tested and certified. Assurance is given that the Directorate is working tirelessly to ensure that all individuals requiring to be trade tested are indeed tested. The statement is released by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security Principal Secretary Makosini Mdawe. Eswatini prioritizes issues of trafficked people. As a result of government has set up structures to house them and ensure that they receive proper care. The head of Secretariat, Nombumelelo Lukele, says countries do unite in assisting victims. She was elaborating more on this year's theme.
Uma ngabe nje ngisesibhedlela ngisebenza ngetempilo ngiyakwati yini ukuthi umuntu lofika esibhedlela ngibone tinkhomba noma timpawu dekwekuthi lona ngathi uchutshwe ngumuntu ucinzetelekile akakhululeki nekukhuluma ngekugula lokumphethe mhlawumbe nangifuna likhadi lakhe le.
She says it is important to treat victims of human trafficking with care, especially when receiving medical attention, as leniency with them is important. She also says government has set up structures in the country to ensure that they stay in a safe environment. She elaborates that so far there's only one case of trafficking whereby they are still dealing with, which involved 6 people, including of Mozambican nationals. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Kian Msibi with Smuva Shongwe and Sinti Swazwane, Mbabane.
The Ministry of Education, in collaboration with Save the Children, is developing a comprehensive sexuality module to be introduced in local schools upon completion and endorsement by stakeholders. The Director of Career Guidance, Lindiwe Dlamini, says they are working with the National Curriculum Center to ensure when the module is introduced in schools that it is in an acceptable language tone that will be easily understood by learners.
Reviewing the manuals that have been prepared by Save the Children, we want to localize them and ensure that it follows the house style that is used by the Minister of Education and Training. And then we want to merge it with what is already existing in our guidance and life skills education manuals.
The director of Save the Children, Dumisani Mnisi, says they are supporting government in developing the module.
We are coming in with the support, financial support, and then they are coming with the technical expertise.
The ministry has said concerned stakeholders will be consulted on the module. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Cindy Swazwane, in Smuva Shongwe, Ezulwini.
Slightly over 10 construction companies attempted to secure tenders using fraudulent certificates were not awarded by the Construction Industry Council. This was revealed by Construction Industry Council CIC Acting Chief Executive Officer Maqhawe Mnisi. Mnisi says in an attempt to stop such, the CIC is rolling out new certificates that have barcodes in order to ensure that construction tenders are awarded to authentic construction companies. Mnisi adds that there are close to 1,000 companies affiliating under the CIC. Mnisi talks about the negative impact of tenders being awarded to companies with fraudulent certificates.
It's a challenge if a person will submit a fraudulent certificate in an instance where there's a tender that has been issued, because what then happens if that person is awarded the works, it puts the procuring entity or that project owner in a precarious situation wherein they will believe that that contractor or consultant has the ability and capability to do the work, yet it might not be so. And that is why it's an advantage to ensure that for any person seeking to undertake work, they use a contractor that is registered with the CIC. We all know that project owners will invest large sums of monies in undertaking work. And definitely if that person doesn't have the ability and capability to do the work, and through misinformation, that contractor will award, that project owner will award that contractor, it means there's high risk that those works being undertaken might not even finish or even the quality might not be the right quality. So by introducing this new enhanced feature, we are also responding and also are aware, and we are prioritizing that our project owners, we ensure that their investments are protected.
73 farmers have received farm inputs worth over 4 million emalangeni in the second cycle of the Hambubuye Commercial Maize Revolving Fund. This has been disclosed by the project manager Robert Mabunza during a review meeting at the Happy Valley Hotel at Ezulwini.
Last year, government under the Ministry of Agriculture launched the 44 million emalangeni Commercial Maize Revolving Fund. The project manager, Robert Mabunza, says more farmers are receiving input support under the fund.
We are currently supporting about 73 farmers across all 4 regions in the country, and to date we have about 73 farmers who have planted, and we have supported them with inputs worth 4.8 million, and they've planted 545.2 hectares, and we are expecting that they will contribute close to 3,000 tons to the national food basket this season, and we are monitoring that. Some of them they've already supplied NMC in June, but most of them will supply in July, since they were trying their maize in MS clips to reach their attainable moisture content.
In the Hambubuye Commercial Maize Revolving Fund, farmers are not expected to pay interest during the repayment period. In an effort to ensure food security, government recently launched the 52 million emalangeni Agricultural Development Fund, meant to help farmers with financial support. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Sindiswa Zwane, Smuva Shongwe, Ezulwini.
The Eswatini Environmental Authority says as of the 1st of September, the control of plastic bags regulations will be coming into force.
The country has been implementing different interventions that are targeting beating plastic pollution, which also include the Patsasa Konawe campaign. In 2021, the government enacted the plastic bags control regulations, which puts a levy into the sale, at the point of sale, for any plastic bag that is being issued. And then it also requests that any individual who is manufacturing plastics in the country should have a license, and anyone who is importing plastics into the country, they should have a license. The licensing is available at the certain environment offices. We are also appealing to the different retailers to register with us so that they can be able to do their returns for the plastic levy, which will be beginning on the 1st of September. We've already started with the major retailers of the country. They've already started remitting plastic levy to us. So we're appealing to everyone, and we'll be going to the different shops to give them materials which will help them, to guide them towards registering for the remittance of the levy.
The Manzini Environmental Health Office has found out that 40 out of 140 households meet health standards under the Waluseni constituency. This was revealed by Acting Manzini Region Environmental Health Officer Celiwe Mkonda.
The campaign commenced on July 1st, 2023, focusing on water sanitation and hygiene, commonly known as WASH. It is expected to elapse on August 26, 2023. The Manzini Environmental Health Office will assess all densely populated areas, which includes areas like Walusen, Lokoba, Tinkankwini, Murray Camp, Monen, to name but a few. For now, the officers have assessed areas under Waluseni constituency. Manzini Region Environmental Health Officer Celiwe Mkonda says her office has embarked on the campaign with a view to improve water sanitation and hygiene issues. She adds that in densely populated areas, if issues of water sanitation and hygiene are not taken care of, the spread of diarrhea cases are likely to increase. She says it should be noted that Manzini was one of the regions that had a confirmed case of cholera on the 31st of March 2023. Mkonda continues to add that the ongoing campaign aimed at assessing the sanitation facilities that the community members are using and then advise them if it does not meet the required health standard. She further adds that one of the benefits is that the community members will be able to improve their sanitation facilities and be able to keep them in a good state. Mkonda also urges landlords and tenants to work together in order to improve the environment they are living in. To this end, Mkhonta mentions that landlords should make sure that they provide their tenants with proper sanitation facilities, safe water and washing facilities, and proper waste disposal sites. She further adds that while on the other hand, tenants are expected to properly utilize the water sanitation and hygiene facilities at their disposal. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, with small version, some visual source from the Manzini Region Environmental Health Office.
The Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Harris Bulunga, says Team Eswatini that is leaving for the Commonwealth Youth Games in Trinidad and Tobago must come back with at least a medal in the Games. Bulunga was speaking when he made the team farewell at the EOCA head office at Lobamba.
Eswatini will once again have representative at this year's Commonwealth Youth Games to be held at Trinidad and Tobago, where 4 athletes will represent Team Eswatini. The Minister of Sports, Harris Bulunga, has reminded the athletes on the importance of representing the nation at the Games.
What you should know is that representing the country means you are now ambassadors of the Kingdom of Eswatini. So please ensure that your behavior is exemplary. Cooperate with your team leaders in the form of our Chief de Mission, Lee Enyang and Zama Tabete. While you are out there, work as a team. That's why we call you Team Eswatini.
Eswatini Olympic and Commonwealth Games Association Chief Executive Officer Maxwell Jelle says the team selection was done in an appropriate manner.
Through our structures internally within IWOGA, in particular the International Games Commission, which also has representation from the Sports and Recreation Council through the CEO, we went through the process of identifying the sporting codes as per the sporting calendar.
The 4 athletes are from 2 sporting codes, being Swimming Association and Eswatini Athletics.
I would do my level best. That ngibuye nemedal ekhaya.
Ngithembisa kufaka konke amandla ami ngikhone kufika podium ngilwine le.
I'm expecting to get personal records and hopefully medals.
The team's chief de mission is EOCA board member Ling Eun-young, and the tournament will commence on the 4th to the 11th of August 2023. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini with Patizom CB, Lobamba.
That marks the end of our English news today. Let's go for an ad break. We come back with Mbonisi Bembe, who speaks on the completion of the nomination process with Lungelele. Don't go anywhere.
Let me tell you about my crush. Ngenzane inhliziyo yami embibwakho njengesidanga.
Ngondlo isiswayo.
It is 3 in the afternoon. We are back in the living.
For men are so kind towards creation more than they even were to their own creator.
I am the greatest of this generation. They'll be calling me the girl who made poetry look cool, yo. Cool.
Welcome back. It's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Lesikhathi sitawubwanjile tole thamba imbili kulamanye amave sisamele nje kukhulumisana na EBC PRO Mbonisi Bembe kuva kokuthi ngabe nomination process ihambe kanjani. Sitaqala ke ngetimvula letimatima letisolotina eveni laseChina eBeijing. After wreaking havoc in the Philippines and Taiwan, the remnants of Typhoon Doksuri passed through China's capital city on Monday, forcing thousands of people to flee their homes. Beijing has recorded its heaviest rainfall for the year so far.
Devastation as far as the eye can see. The floodwaters rushed through homes, forcing hundreds of thousands to flee. In eastern Fujian province, many were stranded for hours before rescue teams arrived. In Nanan city, a residential area was hit by a massive landslide, filling the streets with mud and debris. The destruction caused by landslides has blocked the roads into many remote areas, making access difficult for rescue teams.
We encountered mudslides and landslides when we were on the way to the disaster area, and we had to clear the area with other rescuers to create a safe path.
The storms left more than 1 million homes without power. Thousands were taken to evacuation centers. Officials say the damage will run into the tens of millions of dollars. After wreaking havoc in southeastern China, Typhoon Doksuri continued north. Here, in the province of Hebei, a rescue helicopter pulled out a man whose car was swallowed by the raging water. The capital, Beijing, recorded its heaviest rainfall this year. And in the city suburbs, flooding forced more than 31,000 people to flee their homes. Doksuri is one of the strongest storms to hit China in years. And as it weakens, authorities are bracing for another typhoon, which is set to strike China's densely populated coast this week.
And in Tunisia and Libya, border guards say over the past 2 weeks they have rescued hundreds of migrants who said they were left by Tunisian authorities in the border region near Al-Assar, about 150 kilometers, which is 90 miles west of Tripoli.
Migrants from sub-Saharan Africa arrive in Libya every day, in their hundreds after being abandoned by the border in the middle of the desert by Tunisian security forces, according to their accounts and those of Libyan border guards. Around 100 African migrants were rescued on Sunday by Libyan guards as they wandered through an uninhabited arid area near Sabkat Makta, a salt lake along the Tunisian-Libyan border. From Sudan, I traveled to Niger, then from Niger to Algeria, then from Algeria to Tunisia. I worked in a center there. I worked on daily basis and monthly basis, and while I was working, they caught me and they sent me here to the borders.
The pieces, the foam pieces, then break it or then send me inside Sahara Desert. I now working inside the desert for up to 2 days and without no food, no water.
Human Rights Watch said up to 1,200 black Africans were expelled or forcibly transferred by Tunisian security forces in July to the country's desert border regions with Libya and Algeria. The current situation on the Libyan-Tunisian border is disastrous. Every day, large numbers of migrants are pouring in and their numbers are increasing more and more, especially with temperature rising to as much as 49 degrees Celsius. The North African country is a major gateway for migrants and asylum seekers that attempt perilous sea voyages in hopes of a better life in Europe, whose leaders have offered financial aid to help Tunisia manage the flow.
Chad's military leader and transitional president Mohamed Idris Deby arrived in Niger on Sunday for talks with the leaders of a coup who have detained the country's elected president Mohamed Bazoum.
Chad's military leader arrived Niger Sunday for talks with leaders of a coup who have detained the country's elected president Mohamed Bazoum. Deby's arrival comes after ECOWAS gave Niger's coup leader 7 days deadline to free Bazoum and return him to power or face consequences. As part of its research into ways and means to intervene militarily in Niger, France, with the complicity of certain Nigerians, held a meeting at the headquarters of the Niger National Guard to obtain necessary political and military authorizations. Mr. Asumi Mausadu, acting as Prime Minister, signed the document of which this is the tone. I, the undersigned Asumi Mausadu, Foreign Minister, Interim Prime Minister, authorized the French partners to carry out strikes on the Presidential Palace in order to free the President of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, who is taken hostage. This serves as official notice. Signed, Interim Prime Minister. Chad is not a member of ECOWAS, so Deby is seen as a more neutral intermediary to talk to the coup leaders. Meanwhile, a new communique by the putschists claimed a member of the government has signed a document sanctioning France to take military action to free Bazoum.
Alright, it's 7:30 ngaleto-ke tangephandle sitawutsa sizathu satiphetsa tangephandle kwakuleli sizabahlala nje emakethe nasibuya sidabe sikhulumisana nambonisi Pembe losuka ka-EPC.
Are they yours?
Ngabukela ke washa umkhukhu every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Are you ready to own your future? Boto University Eswatini campus is proud to announce a golden opportunity for aspiring students.
I am more convinced that this is the best university on the face of the planet.
Boto University Eswatini is fully registered and accredited by Eswatini Higher Education Council and has opened doors to offer enrollment for government-sponsored students. At Boto University, we believe in empowering minds, nurturing talents, and shaping the architects of a future prosperous Eswatini.
We produce quality graduates who propagate the growth and development of our region.
With our world-class faculty and cutting-edge resources with international partnership and student exchange program, you'll receive an education that goes beyond textbooks. Boto University offers a 4-year bachelor's degree in business, accounting, computing, mobile computing and network security and computer forensics, as well as health information management.
Boto University.
Vibrance, innovation,
Impact.
Asimze sinimekele sikuvusela nawo losanza kuzivulela besivedile ukuthi sitabe sikhulumisana nayo umxhumanisi welibandla le-delicate for nemincele enkundla likhefu ke solo laqhubeka evikini eliphelile nje kuvaliwe i-nomination process lokutawulandzela kenyalo sengiyo ama-primary elections kepha-ke singakachubekeli lapho sifuna kuva kilo libandla ukuthi uhambe njani vele umsebenzi wama-nominations ngomjwa sitawukhumbula nje eminyakeni wa-2018 banconywa bafika ku-6,204 ingabe lo nyaka elikhethweni banconya batawufika enombolweni lethini ngelisho-ke libandla lisengakacezi mhlawumbe kubala leto tinombolo kupake siyethemba ukuthi litawube setilungile emasinyane sinaye lapha mbonisi Pembe long-PRO kilo libandla kuva nje ukuthi ngabe ama-successes kanye nama-challenges ayo nomination process ihambe kanjani yini abakubonile yini lokubeta inkinga labahlangabezene nato balibandla yini lokubahambele kahle elikhethweni lalo nyaka babe Pembe siyakumukela siyabonga ukuthi ube nathi futhi nomhla ekseni kuma nje kusiniketa nje sithombe sekuthi kusebenzeke kanjani vele sibonile ukuthi masicala day 1 ngemgcibelo kutaba khona nje leto dinkinga kwavela lawo ma complaints avela i7 ke manje mhlambe nasibuka nje overall kuthi nonke letindzawo lapho benqonya khona kusebenzeke kanjani
asivusele wena Mthombeni siyibonga lithuba lo sipha lona kuhlangana nawe nesive sitococa dona tindzaba delicate umsebenzi welikhetfo ngumsebenzi lomkhulu kakhulu and silibandla lelibukeni zabadelicate siyafisa lokuthi sive sihlale njalo sisicathatela ukuthi ungabe sesihambe sesifike kuphi ngesigaba ukhuluma nje ngempelasonto leya yamhla ka-22 na 23 kuye July lapho khona eMaswati sawabona phuma lesasasa linani laba likhulu kakhulu emiphakathi kwaba kuhle kakhulu sawabona abantu baphakanyiswa le besibhekile ukuthi sitawusebenzisa imishini yethu lesikholwa ukuthi isezingeni lelisetulu kepha ngetizathu letitsite yagcina singakakhona lokuthi si-inpute le data ngoba kube saphumelela nyalo ngabe sikhuluma ukuthi nje sitsinza libutton kuvele imibiko ukuthi sesihambe sesifike kuphi kepha-ke sishito njalo libandla laba naye plan B lapho khona lesebenzisa le manual system lapho sibuka amabito abantu emaphepheni siwabhalisa kangangokuthi lamhla sikhuluma ukuthi sinaso sicinisekiso ukuthi bangetulu kwa-7,000 bantu nobe emabito abantu laphakanyiswa ngalelo langa ngetinhlangothi letiningi letehlukahlukene leli linani lelingaka lona libandla lelibukeni zabadelicate for lisandlula kuwo lamaphepha abo libuka ngalinye liphepha ukuthi ungabe vele tincabekelwane letibekwa ngumthetho loyo muntu loyo uyahlangabedana naye libandla litsitena libuka lelinani lelikhulu kangaka libuka lesikhathi njengalokuthi awukhumbula ukuthi mhla ka-26 August sesifanele ukuthi siye elikhethweni lokucala kusho ukuthi sesiselelwe ngemaviki nje lamathathu kuphela lamaviki lamathathu afaka ekhathi ukuthi mhla ka-22 August kufanele siye elikhethweni lelikhethekile lwado tisebenta elikhethweni special voting nalabo laba ngaphandle kwelive nalaba ngekhathi emadilongweni lokhu kwenta ukuthi lesikhathi-ke libandla leselinaso ulungisa lamaphepha ekuvota phecelezi ballot papers sibe sifishane kakhulu libandla-ke libe seseliyabuka lo ukuthi utawukhumbula ukuthi sinema tigaba tinzatfu lesikhetha kuda buchopho ilunga lephalamende nendvuna yenkundla libandla-ke litsitena liwubuka lo msebenzi laselicela ukuthi asale buchopho sibeweda siya nabo esigabeni selukhetho lwesibili secondary election lokusho ukuthi kulesigaba lesi selukhetho lwekucala primary election sitabe sikhetha bantfu labatawuphuma bawungenela lukhetho lwendvuna yenkundla enkundleni yonke jikelele kanye nebantfu labatawuba ilunga lephalamende limele leyo nkundla leyo lekwenta ukuthi eMaswati sithi lunyawo lolusha itolo besati lokuthi siyaye sisina sifika elikhethweni lokucala siphume nabo buchopho siphume nalabo lababili ukuthi sebawucutselana ngesheya kepha-ke nonyaka awu sekuvele sekukuwe eMaswati ukuthi sesiyawukhetha naba lababili lapho sitawuphuma namunye emphakathi lotabe sesoyawucutselana bese kuthi ngelikhetho lwesibili i-secondary election letabe imhla ka-29 September sesiyakhona nakhona ukuthi siyokhetha bona buchopho.
Okay, ngombana sisabuka nje yona i-nomination process babebembe ngakhumula ukuthi ngalo mhla ka-22 nalo 23 tintsatseltefo betiphumile kito tonke letikhungo lapho bekunconywa khona betisitshela ukuthi natibuka nje nati observer mhlambe betibuka kwangathi linani labamfu labakhubatekile bebabancane kepha ngini mhlambe leninayo yonke i-report mhlambe ngini lenibone konke kusiniketa nje leso sithombe nje babembe ukuthi ngamavela mhlambe bona bebanganani bakhona nivele labangconyiwe iyanjabulisa nivele leyo nombolo yalabo labakhubatekile
bamvu labakhubatekile kuyasithokozisa kubona indlela labasonzele ngayo elukhethweni sithe singakafiki khona esigabeni selikhetho saba kunato tingcoco letimbalwa nabo lapho sibukisana inzima yabo lekufanele ukuthi bayidlale nekuthi nanabo sibanike loyo thoro ukugcina ukuthi phela bangamaswati laphelele lapho khona bese banxusa lokuthi abangatikhinyeti bangayi kuyobhalisa sawubona emaswati la khubateke laphumayo ubhalisa safika lokunenani ku-22,000 lapho sijabula khona ukuthi emaswati abhalisile siphindza futhi sathi naseya esigabeni lesilandzelako lesisebuncoma sawubona emaswati la khubatekile anconywa kanti futhi sinawo nenakuzana bufakazi testimony ukuthi ekukhethweni lolunye kusemuva 2018 2013 naye na 2008 besinabo bantu labakhubatekile labaphumelela kuleti gaba delukhetfo lokwenda ukuthi kusebenta kwabo kukhombise emaswati ukuthi nembala labantu banalo elikhono le kubita ukuthi emaswati ke ashintshe tingcondo tawo kubabuka kungabi ukuthi nababuka umvu lokhubatekile bambuke umvu labatawumvela buhlungu yebo sihawu sikhona eveni kuwo wonke umuntu sikungako sithi nakubo labakhubatekile noba umbuka nje mbuke ongumuntu uphelele konke lokufanele ukuthi umuntu lomunye abe nako asize into esiqinisekisa ukuthi akanikwe lelo thuba empeleni bona ngiyengibakhanze babantu labangedudlwana kunathi ngoba bona bayakhona ukuthi baphile izinga lempilo lelifana nabo nalelethu kanzi sithi nganhlanye bakhubatekile lokwenda ukuthi ingqondo yabo iyabonakala ukuthi iyesebentile kakhulu kunaletethu lesitawuthi si-able bodied sendlula kuleto nebamvula abasha sibabonile bangena elukhethweni lite nombolo nasabhalisa betingasito letijabulisako ikakhulu kule mnyaka ya 18 kuya ku-23 kepha sibabonile baqhubeka baya nasesigabeni selukhetho lapho kunqonywa khona bakhona labambalwa labanconyiwe lesitawuthi nase hlakulile nobe sesihlambululile kahle leti nombolo tethu bese sesiyahlephulelana sitawube sikhuluma futhi nangako lokho kunaloko letinye tinkundla tekusakata lapho sithi solo siyaveta bomgcoka ukuthi wonke umuntu loliswati akabe ingcenye yawo lomsebenzi atimbandzakanye afake isandla ekuphatheni lelive lapho khona fise ukuthi lemphumela yawuthi naseyisidlula nayo ngesheya onke maswati asho ukuthi sasifaka sandla nasakha live lethu.
Okay, kuma sesaphetha nje babebhembe nasibuka nje mhlambe letinkinga lena hlangabetana nato. I think besitfola vele letinkinga lokuthi letinye tindzawo kwaphutha kucala letinye tindzawo bekusafuna tona letikhungo tekuncoma. Ingabe sisalungiselela nje ama primary elections senikhonile ning ABC ukuthi ilungisa leto tinkinga sikabheke ukuthi kube nalama challenges lawa nasingenela ama primary elections.
Emalungiselelo asecopheleni lelisedulu lapho khona sithi asikuvete kuso sivela ukuthi nembala sesihambile lapho khona sibuka kwekuhamba transport siyababonga bafana lesasebenza nabo ngalela langa lekuncoma lapho khona abakhombisa nabo kuyibamba etulu selibona lelitiko lelibuke tona tekuthutha nemsebenzi lemikhulu Ministry of Public Works and Transport lapho khona sibona nemigwaco leminye seyingcono sekuhambeka kanzi naleli zinga lale transport bebasiphelona cha belibonakala sivelesi bantu laba siyafuna lokuthi leli zinga labo lekuphila nobe leli zinga lelusito lesibanike lona libonakale nalo ukuthi ayi liyabonakala siqhubekile sabuka netisebenzi lesitawu ticasha kwendeni lomsebenzi lapho khona nibonile kuleminye imitfombo yendzaba baveta ukuthi bakhona labasebentela uhulumende bakhona linani lelikhulu lebantu laba beyitolo bebede imisebenzi na ucathanisa nje kulo likhatho losuka kulo 2018 uma utawuthi kulo 500 wetisebenzi tahulumende leticeliwe kulo yamnyaka besingetulu kwa 7,000 bantu labe baceliwe ukuthi bahambe bawusebentela likhetho kwenda ukuthi lokhu kucishe nje kwende 5% walabantu labajawusebenta leli bandla lithi lifuna ukuveta lo ukuthi linayo indlebe livile isikhalo saso sive ukuthi kungathi libandla naselithuma abantu lingabuka phela kakhulu naba nabangasebenzi kwendela ukuthi nanabo kube khona kumbe isandla lesiyenhloko nekuthi nje ukukhulisa naleli zinga lekukwadi ukuthi ngitiphi inzima lesindlula kuto nangabe siyowakha uhulumende wethu siyakholwa lokuthi angeke bagcine nje ngekusebenzela likhetho kodwa batawuchubeka futhi njengaloku sebati lokuthi lo msebenzi wekufaka uhulumende bowunjani nobe sewusebenta lo uhulumende batawuchubeka babe ingcenye yawo bakhona ukuthi bachumane nemalunga abo ikakhulu ngoba ngibo bekucala laba enda ukuthi bakubelekise libandla ke lisetukawo umsebenzi wokwenza ama-ballot papers loku kutonke loti njengaloku ukhulumelela ngaleti khungo tekuvotela ema-voting sites laba labathunyiwe ukuthi bawuba returning officer nabo presiding officer bayaphuma baye kuleti ndzawo bayohlola lokuthi leti ndzawo letingasetshenziswa tiyabalungela ikakhulu labakhubatekile mangabe kutfolakala ukuthi khona la kungalungi khona bese sesibuka i-alternative site sicela ukuthi sichubeke nje sibambisane nemaswati libandla solo livulile indlebe ukuthi nanalo sive singaligcoba ngeligatsi libandla ukuthi yeyi lapha nibothi nasenenda lo msebenzi lona nibokubuka nendzaba lena ukuthi ihamba njani siyathembisa emaswati ukuthi siyawuhlala njalo siwalalela siphinde sithi thatha netincomo dawo.
Okay, nokuyevakala sibonga kakhulu bayabhembe isikhathi sakho mbukele sokuthi vele ukuthi amalungiselelo primary elections sekavele sekasecopheleni lelisetulo atawubanjwa nje kulenyanga lesetulo. Sitabahlola emakazana sibuya sisabe sikhulumisana na Dr. Fortunate Shabalala losuka etiwela ka Public Works imhlangano kube nemhlangano kulomkhulu itolo high level meeting lapho bekudzingidwa khona tindzaba tingoti temgwaco. Sibuya khona manje.
What do you think the best part of traveling is? Is it the food, or is it the conversation, or is it the sights and sound? If you're ready to explore, we are ready to show you the best way how. We'll give you access to the best luxury getaway sites in the Kingdom of Eswatini and of course show you vacation sites that suit your budget because you do not need a lot of money to actually have a great time. Join us on the next adventure on Buhle Bethu, only on Eswatini TV.
Hey yo, this is DJ Cybers. What's up guys, King J's here.
My name is Kripo Intellectual.
What's up everybody, my name is SK.
Hey guys, this is your girl Z.
This Weekend Eswatini has been such an amazing show. For all the years, they've always supported all the local talent and all the local shows.
Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Fridays.
It's one of the best entertainment shows Eswatini.
So guys, you know what? This is the best show to have. Like, if you watch Swazi TV and you're a person who actually enjoys watching like musical shows that have a lot of content, that have good stuff, This Weekend Eswatini is your show.
For all the good vibes, all the good energy, make sure you tune into This Weekend Eswatini every Friday from 5:30 to 6:30. I'll say it again, from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m.
A 1-hour fun-filled train of entertainment. We are taking you from 5:30 all the way to 6:30 every Friday, live on Eswatini TV.
And yes, of course, we are your #1 entertainment show in the Kingdom of Eswatini. But you can interact with us on all social media platforms. We are at This Weekend Eswatini on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Lale Latina, we will definitely get back to you. This is your official weekend party starter. I don't wanna go around singing songs that people don't.
Are they yours?
Ngabukela ke washa umkhukhu every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Litiko letemisebenzi lemikhulu nekutfutsa libambe umhlangano high level meeting on road safety lapho belihlangene khona nema stakeholders kutsi ngitva tindzaba tetingoti temgwaco nokuthi ke tingavikelwa kanjani. Kodwa ke sinaye Dr. Fortunate longosihlalo we Road Safety Council otasichazela kabanti ngalomhlangano. Dr. Welcome to the program. Kunjani?
Siyaphila njani baba?
Doing very well. Siyeva ukuthi road accidents, they have a devastating impact, obviously, on families and victims, but very much so as well on the country's economy. The economic burden of road crashes is quite high. Kungaba nje kusipha leyo overview le ekutheni vele ngana le impact yawo road accidents on the economy.
No, siyabonga kakhulu ngivusele balalele ekhaya. Inkulu kakhulu impact, economic impact ye-road accidents in the country. Nasibuka nje mhlambe kule minyaka yabo 2019, we found that road accidents resulted in a loss of about $485 million in the country.
Wow.
But nasithatha from the past 10 years, each year we lose about an average of 1.28 billion emalangeni to road traffic accidents in the country, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, Doctor. I'm also thinking about this year alone. We've seen quite so many accidents this year. I think I've seen a couple of headlines from January. It's been devastating. Do we have a number of how many accidents we've had this year, and possibly the causes really?
Actually, from January to 30 June, we have had close to 3,000 accidents already. And kulaolang close to 3,000, we have lost 105 souls. People died on those accidents. Yeah. And close to 400, they have been seriously injured and probably left with some disabilities. Ema causes ke maningi kakhulu, but nje la hamba embili la top 5 ukhanze ukuthi umuntu inattentive to the road.
Okay.
That is about almost 1,500 accidents abangwe negligence, inattentiveness on the road, disruptions on the road. Yes. Bese ke kulandzela tinkhomo. Tinkhomo is another big cause of road traffic accidents. And then kuspida is another one that has caused serious injuries, some resulting into death. In fact, laba lokhanza sekugcina sekufe bandvu uyokhanza ukuthi umuntu beka speeder and kulo speeder wakhe mhlambe beka overtake at a wrong place where the person is not supposed to overtake.
Yeah.
So those are the top causes of road accidents in the
What
country.
are some of the recommendations that you possibly discussed yesterday just to fix this problem? Frightening numbers lolo tishogo ngithosanga naye tinkomo kakhulu because nje ngwaleshiselweni ngiyatibona kakhulu letiganga tabo mbangweni bosalem nangishayela kuleto tiganga leto. Engabe indzaba lena lesiyilungisa kanjani Dr?
Siyabhilivela kutseneni kufanele ukuthi sifundzisane nesive mayelana nokuthi tinkomo tingahambeli ngasemgwaqweni, but also ukhona umthetho efanele singabe siyawu-enforcer. In fact lesiwu-enforcako kuthi naseyitholakele le nkomo kufanele sibe sesiyayithatha siyayisusa la mgwaqweni. So those are the two things that we want to do. First of all, asi-engage nalabantu bathi ukuthi bungoti lobukhona bekubeka tinkomo emgwaqweni or close to the road bunganani.
Yeah.
But nase sibafundisile sesibheke ukuthi ke bese balandzela lele sibafundise kona. Nase bangasakulandzeli vele start isusa letimkomo la mgwaqweni ukuthi tihambe tiyohlala la titawugcineka khona safely.
And I suppose you're being very diplomatic with your answer there. There will be a price to pay by umfuyi.
Exactly. Ikhona iprice level ngumana sithatha nje ngale trucks nema trucks lataba khona all over the country. The 4 regions kutaba nema trucks. Nase sithethe kwanyalo skiti lesinaso sikamanzini vele sifaka khona nasuyilanza kunemali vele loyibhadalako close to bo 75 emalangeni per cow depending ukuthi ihlala isikhathi esinganani.
Interesting.
But info longayivikela leyo kumfuyi ngekuthi ukhiphe suseni ngoma takho emgwaqweni uphephise netimpilo tebantfu.
And I could be wrong, but I think I remember is it last year or the year before that? I think I saw the Road Safety Council sensitizing communities could see one death is one too many. Exactly. So you do encourage ukuthi nje umvilo Swati lobona inkomo emgwaqweni ayichube ukuthi imani pressure ngasemgwaqweni. How important is that?
Nasithi nje wonke umuntu liphoyisa sisho kona lokho nje ukuthi nangabe ubona info lengakafanele ibe ngilokhu lokungiko vele kususe nangabe sikhuluma ngedingomo nje emgwaqweni asingamele i-road safety asingamele amaphoyisa.
Yeah.
Nawubona nje inkomo emgwaqweni isuse ngoba wadi kutaba sihlobo sakho nganye ilanga lesiyawulimadwa ngile nkomo lapha emgwaqweni ayingabi nje semgwaqweni inkomo.
I heard about a development yekufananiswa kwema licenses, driver's licenses. Kungaba nje kusichazela ngaleyo ntuthu le.
Njengoba ngisho nje ukuthi ema-accidents ethu lamaningi abangayi-negligence and nawusulanzelela ukhaza kusilabantu laba negligent la mgwaqweni ngekushayela labanye bakhona banema-license mbumbulu but lokunye ukhanza ukuthi lo muntu sohleli isikhathi lesizana ne-license kathi ayithatha. So we are in talks with government related the relevant ministries ukuthi ema-license siwa-renewe every at least 5 years uhambe uyocheckwa usabona yini emehlweni useva yini etindlebeni uphilile yini umtimba ukuthi ungachubeka ushayele usebenzise le license lonayo. Info lesicabanga sister yini amasinyane leyo ke because vele kuseke kwakhulunywa na before but nje sekuselo kusivele bese kuba implementation yako vele sidakwenda lokho ke.
Ngabe ke tindzaba dema road accidents labangwa ukuthi bese khona abantu laba nathanathe kakhulu. Particularly on weekends because I think in the past years sinibonile nikhala kakhulu ngalento lena. Engabe dime kanjani leto tinombolo leto siyatibona incipha noma iyachubeka iyanyuka?
Sicabanga ukuthi iyenyuka but inkinga lesinayo nyalo ukuthi ngalesikhathi sana umkhuhlane lomkhulu obowukhona iCovid bowukhanza ukuthi kunemithetho lwabese ushaywa mbeba kamhlabuhlangene ukuthi bantu fasangaba popolo ngoba ndokufaka lesipopolo emlonyeni wakho ngesikhiphe ngiyosifaka emlonyeni walomunye. So sisabuka lokho ukuthi how do we deal with that issue umkhuhlane sowengcile sibuyele sikhone lo sibantu sibahlole but siyacabanga ukuthi ingoti tetibangwa kunatha tikhona tisachubeka manje asakhona lokuthi bona ukuthi tichubeka tinganani ngaloko ke. So but it is a problem. One of the things nje we are looking at mhlambe nasebakhethile seyikhona iParliament umthetho lesifuna kucela sewukhankanele ukuthi umuntu lotholakala ende ingodi yemgwaco ngesicile esithide mhlambe bekanathile mhlambe kwekucala sidamnika iwarning sidamfundzisa kwesibili simnika iwarning kwesithathu sayisusa le license kuthi kuye ngekuthi ke bekanathi kanganani sidamuca vele
le warning uyithola vele sekhona la kubhadele vele
obviously kufanele kusabhadale yes but bese siyamuka vele license siyambambela ahamba yosoparisha maybe for 6 months naseka phinze mhlawumbe both 4 times vele sesiyayijabula lapho ngoba short aka deserve kuba nale license ngobulala abantu.
It's very negligent for someone to go out there anathe phinza afuna ukuthi entawushayela akulimali na yethu so cancel imate kwananathi. But I just want to find out from you Dr. Kuti during the period of COVID ngoba sothi nzenza by COVID there was also that period where there was a ban or not a ban really kwathiwa nje sekume kancane ukuthengiswa kwabo alcohol ukuthi kuyawuhlangana etinzaweni tekujabula. Did we see lapho lizinga lema road accidents lincipha?
Yes la ncipha kakhulu though I will not offhand recall ukuthi dabanganani ingodi but kwabakhona umehluko lomkhulu tehla kakhulu lizinga letingodi emgwaqweni lokusitshela thina ukuthi is the volume of people and cars on the road that end up causing the accidents because the sikhathi singahambi ngeCovid vele lehla kakhulu taba khona but atfanani ngoba nje nga 2020 tasethi yaqala futhi iyakhuphuka 2021 ke vele tasethi yalolonga
post COVID people are consuming alcohol again like they used to. Dr. Fortunate, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
She
you're
is the chairperson of the Road Safety Council. We do find out from the World Health Organization, there's really no question that road accidents do have a devastating impact on victims and families. Road crashes kill over 1.4 million people and injure 20 to 50 million people every year. Globally, road crashes also bear a heavy economic cost. Particularly, crashes come at a cost of about $518 billion per year to the global economy, which is equivalent to 9,278 billion emalangeni imali engakhulu leyo. Sithemba ukuthi ke lo msebenzi laba uqalile itolo utawuba ke netithelo letinhle kakhulu asibahlole emakethe sitawubuya sibalehlela. I'm actually getting a word, Dr. ukuthi kufuna sala sivalelisa ngoba lo muhle asibona nekusasa sikhathi sivele salimala.
Edition of Temidlalo as we talk about sports, anything that has to do with sporting activities in the country, the Kingdom of Eswatini, especially those that are making headlines. It could be football, it could be motorsports, it could be golf, it could be other technical also sporting courses that we have in the country. Otherwise, head and welcome your host.